That's just going to make him, put up his hard crab shell, right? Because cancers are the crab, so they can very much be protective of themselves and how sensitive they actually are. So if a Cancer man feels like, oh, okay, I can't, it's not safe for me to show you like how deep is my love, right? Then I'm just gonna act cool and tough, Like I don't even talk to my mom. All I do is like wear a leather jacket and like ignore my mom's phone calls. Yes. What's good, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. And, I'm just going to start off with a little rant. This has to be a universal experience. There's no way I'm the only person in the world that experiences this. Actually, I know I'm not, so let's talk about it. Do you guys ever just play your playlist? The playlist that you made with the songs that you picked. And a song comes on and you're like, what the hell is this shit? Like, genuinely, what state of mind was I in to go out of my way to save this shit thinking it's a really good song? Like, and I'm not gonna name names, because again, someone created that. We know there's good music and bad music, and it's different for everybody. Everybody has opinions, everybody has, preferences. So none of that matters, okay? There's a shitty song out there for everyone, okay? And lots of shitty songs out there for everyone. Maybe my favorite song's your least favorite song. Who cares? But what I'm really trying to get at is I have had this experience so many times. Like, sometimes the playlist is just, like, hitting, and then sometimes several songs come on where I'm just like, ugh. Like, get this shit out of my face. Get this shit out of my ears. Like, genuinely, I cannot skip it and remove it from my playlist fast enough. And then I genuinely am in a state of like judging myself because I told myself that this was good. Like I lied to myself. I was not myself when I saved this song. There's no way me with the elite taste in music that I give myself had a need to save this. Like, why? And then I get mad at myself. Again, it all comes back to me. So if you have experienced that, let me know. It's a humbling experience, really, because to me, I mean, unless I'm seeking out a new album, I'm not hearing new songs often because I'm not listening to the radio often, right? So when I'm listening to my playlist that I created and then songs are on there that I have added but I don't like at all when I hear them, I'm like, how did you get here? How did you get here? How did you get in here? You know what I mean? Like, how did you get in here? This is a very well-guarded playlist. But somehow, someday I was feeling real stupid. Someday I was just probably on a high and heard some stupid song in a coffee shop. Or like, I don't know, at the gym or something. And I was like, oh my God, this is so good. It's like, is it? Is it good? Or were you just like having a really good moment? And this song just so happened to be playing while you were, having your really good moment. Because that's a thing. That is a thing. We attach memories to music, to songs. And I don't know. It's like, is your favorite song good? Or do you just have a really good memory attached to it? And also, on the other side of it, so sad when you have a favorite song or you have an artist that you really like and you're in a relationship with someone, or even, let's say you and your ex-best friend used to love this song. Song is still good. The song may still be a banger, but now every time you listen to it, it's going to remind you of said person that you don't want to be thinking about. I feel like that's wrong. That's wrong. How are you going to take away the joy I have for this song? Right? Memories, I'm a big fan of them sometimes. Sometimes I'm just not a fan of memories. Like, some memories could get lost. And I'm okay with that. Genuinely, just like take it out. What's that Harry Potter thing they do where they like take it out? The memories from you. Obliviate, is that the spell? Yeah, obliviate. I want to use that shit all the time. Can you use it on yourself to like remove memories? I mean, obviously, also, I would do it to do bad things. Not like bad things, like hurt people, like mischievous things. And speaking of mischievous, I have a Zodiac list for you guys. So last week we did a Zodiac list about women's types, based on your Zodiac sign, what your type is. I reacted to a Zodiac list. Today I found a list. It was first, I was like, oh, maybe I'll create my own list, blah, 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 blah. But I actually came across this list that was created already that we could react to, that I could react to. And I think it'll be really, really good. And obviously it's for the men, right? So each man's type based on their zodiac sign. So this is by the Mind Journal, and the actual official title of this list is the kind of girlfriend he wants based on his zodiac sign. Same thing. What's your type? What's your type? Two of my bitches in the club, and I know they think about each other. I know you guys have seen the songs or have seen the TikToks of that song. Two of my bitches in the club. And they put Bill Clinton with his wife and, our lovely current president. If you know, you know. Those freaking videos, TikToks are going crazy, and I am just dying of laughter. Yeah, I think our government is a joke, so let's laugh at them a little. When they give you something to laugh about, we should cherish that. We should laugh at them, and we should continue to laugh at them, because that's what they deserve. Okay, so first up is Aries, and this is the type of girl you want, Aries, okay? Or a woman, okay? This type of girl you want. A spontaneous girl with a mischievous personality. See, when I said mischievous earlier, this is what it reminded me of, because I knew the Aries one had some mischievous elements in it. And it's absolutely correct. Are you down to do shit just for the thrill of it? You know what I mean? I need you to, again, I always say you have to have thick skin when it comes to Aries placements. And yeah, an Aries dude, an Aries guy is definitely going to be teasing you constantly, poking at you, and doing it in a way that is kind of obviously making you want to bite back. And if you can't bite back, I feel like the Aries man is going to be like, all right, she's too sensitive, or this isn't fun because it's making me feel like I'm doing a lot and I'm actively trying to hurt her feelings, which I'm not, because I'm just trying to have some fun. So someone that just cannot break the rules ever and is genuinely always just doing things the right way and a slow, they hate a slow paced anything, genuinely. They want to have that spontaneity where anything is possible, and even if no one's done it before, let's do it together. So they want someone that is willing to be spontaneous with them. You don't always have to even be the one that comes up with the ideas, because Aries has ideas, but they need someone who is willing to step outside of their comfort zone and just have some fun and just be a little bad together. You know what I mean? They are Martian, and they're a fire sign. So Aries placements definitely want a girl that, like I said, they can break the rules with, have some fun with, and truly just roast each other. You know what I mean? Let's roast each other. So your feelings cannot be getting hurt easily. If you are, which I mean, for us women, most of us, our feelings get hurt really easily. But there are some out there that will, they won't get hurt, right? Their feelings don't get hurt and they can easily give it back, right? See, my thing is, because I'm with an Aries Venus, my feelings obviously get hurt because I'm a sensitive Scorpio. But I also have the ability to give it back, right? So it's equal measure, give and take when it comes to teasing. So even if my feelings get hurt, I know I'm about to give you something back that's so painful that it makes me feel better, right? You thought you were funny. Oh, let me tell you about you, And internally, I'm like, damn, that last one was good. And you got me there, but I'm going to hit you back with something even better. So it makes me feel better, right? So they want someone that is willing to have that energy back and forth with them. Okay, Taurus. This is the kind of girl you want, Taurus. A reliable girl who keeps her word. Yeah. You know, your word means everything to Taurus. They hate when you suddenly are like acting like something that they, someone that they don't know, you know. Taurus, they obviously very much value stability and they want to know that they've read you correctly, right? Like that their idea of you that they have probably stalked Joe style. Come on, it's not just Scorpios, okay? I know you Taurus men are just like Joe putting his little hat on. Like when you guys like someone, you guys be doing research. You know, you guys get a little obsessed, and by a little I mean a lot, right? So if and when a Taurus becomes obsessed with a girl like that, like he's really feeling her, he's probably been observing her for a while on some stalker shit. No, I'm just kidding. Like on some I love you shit, you know? And that's different from stalker shit because they love you. So if they've been observing you for a while, which Taurus is, they're really good at giving things that they value, their undivided attention, right? So they've figured everything out about you that they find important, right? So they've put you in a box almost, right? Because that's how Taurus is. Taurus is very much regimented and they're a fixed earth sign. This is what I like. This is what I do. This is what, you know, the environment that I enjoy being in the most. Like this is how it is for me, right? They don't steer away from those routines. So when they are with someone and, you know, it takes a lot for them to finally choose someone, because when they choose someone, they're going to be in love with them probably forever, really. And you suddenly switch up and you suddenly show traits that they didn't know about. That's what throws them off, and that's not what they're looking for. Like, they don't want someone that's constantly changing their personality or like fine-tuning who they are to fit different environments. They want to be able to read you because that's what makes them feel safe, right? So they want someone reliable, someone who, when they say they're going to be there, they're going to be there, because that's how Taurus is. And it can really get to a point where I feel like as a Taurus man, not that, I mean, I don't know every Taurus man ever, but I feel like Taurus men in their low vibration can be very controlling. Taurus placements in general, obviously. So I feel like at a certain point too, like in order for that part of them to be eased, in order for that part of them to simmer down, right? Like their controlling nature, they need someone who's reliable and keeps their word. Because if you do that, if you're already in check, they don't need to put you in check. But am I kidding? Okay, next we have Gemini. So a Gemini man wants a positive girl who can remind him of all the goodness in the world. Is that your type? Is that your type? I could see it. I mean, it's true. A lot of people don't want a Debbie Downer, but a Gemini man definitely doesn't. Okay? A Gemini man, first of all, it's like a bird. It's like the Stitch, right? In Harry Potter. Like, very hard to catch. Very hard. But when you do catch it, you win a big prize, which is you just have this bundle of joy of a man that is always going to make you laugh and is the life of the party, right? So what I'm trying to say is they don't like to settle down often, right? Gemini men. Like it takes a lot for them to feel like what I have here is just as fun as what I would experience out when I'm with new people all the time, right? So because of that, they have high expectations in terms of the energy that you bring, the energy that you radiate, right? Like they want someone who does make them feel alive too, because Gemini thrives in social settings and they thrive when they are gathering information and data all around them. And what's socializing if it's not that, right? So I think a lot of times though, it's a lot of, it's a lot of mental work that you're doing as a Mercurial and as a Gemini, because it's the faster paced version of Mercury. So I feel like because of that, they can really get caught up in so many things that are happening around them. And I think it's important for them. Yeah, they are attracted to women that are naturally really positive and giddy. And I would say, what is the term I'm looking for? What is that one term? Bubbly. Men love to use that word to describe like women that they like, right? Like some men. I would say Gemini men like bubbly girls. They're not going to like the girl that's like, oh, she's so hard to read. Like, ooh, let's figure her out. Maybe like they'll be intrigued for a little bit, but long term, they don't have the attention span to be sitting there trying to figure you out all the time, right? Like they want to be enjoying life and thriving and doing new activities, right? So they need someone who is positive about all the ebbs and flows of life, because they are very much, I mean, they're mutable airs, so they're really able to navigate so many different situations in life without breaking a sweat. And because of that, they need a partner who's also able to keep that positive mindset with them as they're navigating through life. That's what I think. Let me know what y'all think. Cancer. This is the kind of girlfriend that a Cancer man wants. Okay. A romantic girl who's not afraid of expressing her feelings. Yeah, I mean, listen, a Cancer man, besides the fact that his mother is his first love, it's not funny. No, it's not funny. It's not funny. It's great. You know what I mean? As long as it's healthy, as long as your mother has good boundaries with you and you have good boundaries with her, I think there's nothing wrong with being a mama's boy, as long as, it's not weird. Like the boundaries, like you don't call her every day to give her 24-hour recap of everything you've done. As long as it's not that, then it's fine. You should love your mother, and I love that. And I love that you love that. And I think she loves that you love that. So where was I going with this? Yes. So besides the fact that they are obviously known to be mama's boys a lot of the times, I think because of that, they want women that are also able to express their feelings, because a Cancer man is just attracted to a woman that is open, because they're very emotional people. They're highly emotional people. I know the society likes to rag on men who get emotional, which is so fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, genuinely. Like, the patriarchy is a bitch, even to men. Obviously, more to women, but to men too, because it's made a lot of men feel like showing emotions makes them weak, which couldn't be further from the truth. Actually, when you show your emotions as a man, you are showing that you're able to be vulnerable and you're able to express yourself, to release these things that would probably enrage you if you kept it inside for the rest of your life, right? Like that's why a lot of men blow up, is because they just keep it in, right? And I get it. Like there's the weight of the world on your shoulders, especially when you're like the provider, right? Like I totally empathize with that, but you still need to be able to cry, and there's nothing to be ashamed of when it comes to that. And if there are any women that have shamed you or continue to shame you for being vulnerable and crying and being emotional, those girls, those women have their own things to worry about if that's what is giving them the ick, because that is just ridiculous, Anyway, a Cancer man genuinely wants a romantic girl because he is a romantic at heart. And he wants whatever he's doing to be appreciated, right? Because with a Cancer man, out of a lot of these, outside of Pisces too and Libra, these are the signs that I would say the men that are these zodiac signs, they are very much in tune with their ability to express feelings for the people or for the women that they want, right? They have no problem doing it and showing that they're simps, honestly. And being a simp is great. Fuck the propaganda. Being a simp is honestly the best thing that can happen to you as a man, because you want your girl to think you're a simp, because then she will give you everything she can to please you, you know? Anyway, and to tie it back to the fact that, the Cancer man wants a girl who's not afraid to express her feelings, he is always going to be expressing his feelings. Like, this is not the type of man that is you're going to have to, force them and beg them to tell you how they feel. They are very much in tune. Obviously, your whole chart matters. But for the most part, the Cancer man archetype, this is a man that has no problem expressing his feelings. And of course, if you're the kind of person who is distant or gets quiet and doesn't really share anything, barely shares how they're feeling, there's always going to be this, this balance in the relationship where the Cancer man feels like he is too sensitive for you. That's just going to make him, put up his hard crab shell, right? Because Cancers are the crab, so they can very much be protective of themselves and how sensitive they actually are. So if a Cancer man feels like, oh, okay, I can't, it's not safe for me to show you like how deep is my love, right? Then I'm just gonna act cool and tough, you know? Like, I don't even talk to my mom. All I do is like wear a leather jacket and like ignore my mom's phone calls, you know? Yes. Okay, next we have Leo. So for Leo, this is the kind of girlfriend that you want. An understanding girl who thinks highly of Yeah. Understanding. An understanding girl. What kind? Why you always making mistakes and she needs to be understanding of them? Like, I don't understand that part. Like, why does a Leo need someone? I mean, again, for all of these, everyone wants all of these, right? But why would the Leo archetype want someone who's understanding? That's what I don't understand yet. But the highly of him, thinks highly of him. Yes, absolutely. Like, this is the king of the jungle. First of all, duh, you're thinking of me. Second of all, duh, like, you better be thinking highly of me because, like, I'm your man, you know? Genuinely, you cannot even play with a Leo man. Like, when it comes to what he knows he's accomplished and who he knows that he is, of course, he's looking for a partner who validates that, who is shouting at the rooftops, like, this is my man. Oh. I was about to be funny and say, out of all the zodiac signs, like, which man would like it if their girl proposed to them instead? I mean, maybe all of you are like, hell no. Leo, would you like it if your girl proposed to you? Like, is that the ultimate, sign of dedication that a woman can show you, Leo? That she is willing to get down on one knee and propose to you? You lion, you king. Let me know. Or if you are, all of you guys, let me know what zodiac sign you think, which zodiac sign, right? Which man would be the type of man that would want their girl to be the one that proposes to him. Oh, it's about to get messy in here. Say it, comment it. I feel like Leo also just wants a partner that is willing to put up a strong, have a strong identity together when they're out into the world. At the end of the day, Leo wants to shine, right? They want to be seen, right? So they want a partner who is able to stand strong with them when they're out and about, right? They want someone who doesn't shy away also from the spotlight either, unless they're the type of person, Leo, who's maybe underdeveloped and they do want to be the only person that's shining in the room. Then they maybe want a meek, quiet type kind of girl. But I feel like ultimately, if you want someone who's actually going to fulfill you as a Leo man, yeah, you're going to want someone who's also pretty strong-minded, and you guys can, ideally go back and forth in terms of who is the most powerful, because again, it's an ego thing, right? It can be for Aries and Leo and Capricorn and Scorpio, right? It's an ego thing. And you need to be able to give the power away and then take it back. And the right connection will allow you to do that. So for Leo, I think it's just so important to have, the type of person that is really in awe of you. Because otherwise you're going to feel like, well, I can get attention anywhere else. I mean, not like in terms of cheating, even though that does happen. But yeah, it is one of the things that I think causes not just obviously Leos, but people cheat because they feel like they're not seen in their relationships. Obviously nothing makes cheating okay, but there are sometimes reasons for it that, you can't help but understand. Okay, next we have Virgo, and this is the kind of girlfriend that Virgo wants. A rational girl who will stop him from obsessing over his weaknesses. Yeah, actually, I see that. That's a very good point for Virgo men. I think Virgo men, I have seen it. You guys also get really, really attracted to really emotional types. I've seen it, experienced it. Even though at some point, like, it's like very intriguing to you when people can't control their emotions or something. And you're like kind of like turned on by it, or you're like, you can't figure it out because you're like, oh my God, like you're kind of like crazy with your emotions. I'm very fascinated. Again, Mercury, right? Mercury. Curiosity killed the cat. So Virgos get naturally attracted to that, maybe chaos and emotional type because that's so different than who they are externally, right? And they hate thinking about someone being a liability, right? So at some point they get the ick from how maybe emotional you are and from how chaotic you can be. But at first, that's exactly what draws Virgo men to you, right? So I do think ultimately, yeah, the kind of girl that they're looking for, woman that they're looking for, is someone that's more rational and someone that makes them feel safe enough to talk about their weaknesses with, because it just does not happen often for Virgo to open up about what makes them imperfect, because life is a constant journey towards perfection. And, as long as they just keep moving and moving and moving and moving and improving and improving and improving, then they don't have to stop and think about what's not working, right? The Virgo man wants a partner who is rational like them and is able to validate, right, when things are going wrong, because Virgo can be very anxious when it comes to where their thoughts are going, when it comes to everything that's going wrong, right? Because again, you can't control everything, but to Virgo, as long as I make it perfect, I can control it, which doesn't always happen, right? Life is just unpredictable in that way. So I think for a Virgo man, he definitely wants those girls that are able to keep calm when crazy things are happening, because as much as Virgo is able to do that, they stay calm internally. Their nervous system can be, on overdrive. And if you are also being chaotic, it's going to make them feel uneasy as well. So that's just not going to work. Okay, next we have Libra. This is the type of girlfriend or woman a Libra man wants. Is a charming girl who will stop him from overthinking and overanalyzing situations. Yeah, Libra wants a charmer on their side. They do. They do. It's more fun. You'll get to more places, I think, is what Libra knows. Libra knows the power of charm, right? So I think, especially if he notices a girl is witty and is able to really hold her own in a conversation and talk to different people from different walks of life and still manage to get along with them, Libra finds that attractive, right? Because then it shows them that they can bring you anywhere. And that's the thing with Libra. They have so many different social circles. Like, you cannot put them in one place. You cannot box them in one place. And they want to have the type of person that is flexible when it comes to socializing with different people. Like, they want someone who has the energy and the wit to, gather a group of people, because that's what Libra likes to do. When I think of Libra, I think of someone who hosts their friends and family a lot, right? Genuinely. I think they're really great hosts. And obviously, I feel like a Libra man would want someone that is able to get along with everyone that they know, which is a lot of people, right? They also want someone that is very social. And Libras can be overthinkers. They're an air sign and they are neighboring, Virgo. So they have some similarities in that sense, because, Libra really wants to keep that balance. So a Libra man is always looking for that balance. And a lot of times that balance is really messed with when they start overanalyzing and overthinking, and they get really obsessed with one aspect of their life. Suddenly the other aspects of their life are, falling apart. And if they have a girl or a woman that is able to, bring that balance to their life and help them check their balance, in their life, then that means they found a partner that they will be with forever, that they hope to be with forever, because they don't want someone that is the reason for all the disbalance in their life, So if you are chaotic, again, if you're a liability, a Libra man is going to get the ick. He's really going to get the ick because he wants someone who is polished and well-rounded. Okay, next we have Scorpio. This is the kind of girlfriend a Scorpio man wants: a strong girl who will be devoted only to him. What's funny is when I spoke about Scorpios in one of my TikToks, I don't even remember what it was about, But I was talking about, Scorpios and how we're just so loyal and like we just want one person. And, obviously there's good and bad when it comes to every sign. And yes, I've heard the streets. I've heard the stories about these toxic Scorpios that be just hurting people and be serial cheaters. Every sign has serial cheaters, okay? And if a Scorpio or a Taurus is serial cheating out here, put them in a mental institution, because all they want to do is be with one person. And they're actually probably serial cheating out here because they can't have the person they want. Ooh, 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 ooh. Like, actually, think about all the Scorpios and Tauruses out here that are just cheating, that are just everywhere. They are everywhere but at home. They are out here running these streets. It's probably because whoever they like, they can't be with. Like, they're too toxic and they're taking a break. We were on a break. Like, it's just, trust me, like, if a Scorpio and a Taurus is out here just being for everybody, it's because they can't have the somebody that they want to be their everything, Anyway, so yeah, as I'm about to talk about this and what a Scorpio man wants, yes, this is not including the Scorpio men that are just toxic and manipulative, and that goes to say for all of these, okay? So let's enjoy the list, all right, class? All right? Yap Therapy class, okay? Okay, so yeah, he does. I feel like Scorpios, obviously, we have been through the ringer when it comes to so many, emotional chapters in life. We've been through it all. So of course a Scorpio man is going to want a strong girl, because he, again, has a lot that he's carrying when it comes to his darkness, his shadow side, the trauma that he's dealing with, and the power also. Because on the other end of all of that, all those like deep, darker traits of Scorpio, which are just as important, because that's what makes Scorpio, right? Pluto and Mars. But with all of that comes power, because when you master all of these heavy emotions or you work through your trauma, that becomes personal power. So of course they're going to be attracted to women that are also very strong, because to them it shows that you've also been through a lot and that you're resilient, and they don't want the Scorpio man, to be your first experience with someone that has gone through a lot, right? Like, they don't want someone who's just chipper and they just just everything's just great all the time. Nothing bad has ever happened to me. Like, I feel like a Scorpio man is gonna get the ick. He's gonna be like, oh my gosh, okay, like Miss Sunshine over here. And maybe they will like Miss Sunshine for a little bit, but then they realize, like, my darkness, the darkness I can't allow it to be free and for me to be feeling all these heavy emotions around you, because you're shining bright all the time. And listen, the person that is sunshine and rainbows all the time, there's nothing wrong with them either. There are plenty of other signs that they would do really well with. Scorpio is probably not one of them, because for Scorpio, they're going to always try and find a crack in that sunshine, right? And it's not fair to either party when that's happening, because the sunshine is just trying to shine. They're just like, I'm happy, giddy, I'm bubbly. All right. Lucky girl syndrome all the time. Right. And Scorpio's like, that's cute, but like, I'm going to figure you out. So either way, like, I feel like it's like, why even do that? Just be with someone that your darkness feels comfortable to be around, that your heavy feelings feel safe to be released around. Right. So that's why I feel like a Scorpio man wants and needs a strong girl, because to them it shows the range of emotions that they're able to go through and come out of, and that makes them in return feel safe to show you the range of emotions they go through and come out from, right? And the devoted part, it's funny when I think of the word devoted, like devoted, when someone is devoted, like, to me it's very like, I don't know, it's like very spiritual, almost like religious, obviously, right? But it's like kind of that yearning, right? Like, I relate it to yearning, right? When you are devoted to someone, when you're yearning for them, like, that's a different type of love. And I do think that's what a Scorpio man wants. He wants someone that feels that pull, right? Because Scorpios were very obsessive. So I feel like I am not a Scorpio man, so I don't know, but I can only put myself in their shoes. They're very possessive, right? And they want someone who appreciates how possessive they are of them. They want someone who consistently says, right? Or you could just tell, you could just read each other, that appreciates this deep bond that the two of you have. And they're just like locked in, right, with you. That's what a Scorpio man wants. Sagittarius. This is the kind of girlfriend a Sagittarius man wants. A fun-loving girl who's always up for jokes. Yes, obviously. But also someone that is willing to drop a chapter to start a new one in life, right? Someone that is just not tethered to one place. And it doesn't always have to be physical because, yes, Sagittarius rolls over, traveling, right? But just in terms of like who they are, like they're not just so stuck on like, this is who we are. These are the kind of dates we go on. Like Sagittarius wants that fun, right? Like Aries, they want someone who's always willing to crack a joke and will add on to their joke. Like at some point it gets a little boring when you're the only one just telling jokes and you're the funny one. Like I think long term, a Sagittarius should have someone that is willing to consistently laugh with them. I mean, I think everyone, I would say that is one of the most important things in any relationship. Do you make each other laugh? And it can't be one-sided, right? Think about how heartbreaking it would be to be a Sagittarius man who's always making jokes, right? Always gets the crowd going, but you're with someone where it's like it's so hard to make them laugh, or they just genuinely are usually very serious type people. Like Sag should not be with a serious woman. Like, what are you doing being with a serious woman? They usually, again, maybe they're intrigued and they go into it, but later you find out this is not for you because you don't want to always be making it that intense when it comes to emotions, right? Not that you don't have emotions, not that you don't like to get deep. No. When it comes to your emotions, you don't want your emotions to always be at the forefront of your adventures. You just want to be, you want to be feeling it, right? Like spiritual, fire sign versus emotional, water sign, right? They want someone who is also deeply spiritual, I would say, because they want to have those deep conversations about life and what it all means and get philosophical with them. Someone that is able to keep up with them, right? When it comes to these conversations, right? These really heated conversations about life, right? But we have to find a way to come back from it too, right? So it has to be someone that can have fun while having these conversations. They're not going to be very passionate but closed-minded about it, right? They want them to be passionate but open-minded about it. So that's what I would say. Those are the types of women I think Sagittarius men are looking for. Okay, next we have Capricorn. So this is the kind of girlfriend a Capricorn wants. A reserved and patient girl to pursue his goals with. Reserved. They want you to be shy. Like Capricorn men like it when you're shy and you don't talk to anyone, but you're kind of just like their personal assistant and making their dreams come. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just being funny. You know what? No, fuck it. I'm gonna say it. What other sign did I create like a little scenario about, but like it's not true? Was it Cancer with the mom? Anyway, I feel like with Capricorn, I asked like a stat where I was like, which of these? Anyway, I don't remember. Here's another one. Which sign, and let's not even make it the disgusting, because you know how there is this whole like shtick of like CEOs who like end up dating their admin or whatever, right? So like that's a thing. And it's also a thing a lot for like cheating, but we're taking that out of it. This is a single CEO, right? Who's open for business. Which sign would be the type of CEO who would fall in love with their assistant? I don't know. I'm putting money on Capricorn. Let me know. It's just a fun little quiz. Comment down below which zodiac sign, which man of which zodiac sign would be the type to be a CEO, and suddenly he's with his assistant. So definitely, Capricorn wants someone who's reserved because they're very private. They don't want you to be running your mouth about something that took Capricorn 10 plus years to finally tell you about, talk to you about, right? It takes a while to crack open that Capricorn man, right? Because he's very stoic and there's only certain things that deserve any sort of reaction, right? So when he does start opening up very slowly, he wants their partner to be the type of person that's reserved and is ultimately reading the room really well too, and in private settings, because yes, like reading the room in social settings given for Capricorn, like otherwise they're gonna get the ick like Virgo or Libra. But even in a personal setting where it's just the two of you, they want someone who can read the room, because they're not always going to be the one that fills the silence with extra words. They want you to be able to kind of put two and two together and be super, smart about it, right? How are we going to fix this together, right? Because even though they're very goal oriented, much like Cancer, Capricorn is looking for that person to build with, right? So pursue his goals with. So they need someone who is willing to stick around when they're hustling, right? Because Capricorns are hustlers, and they need someone who is patient and who is willing to stick around, even if life is a little bit, hard at the beginning of their relationship, because Capricorn is working so much, or they're putting so much effort into building this beautiful life. But later on, it'll pay off, because that's usually how it works with Saturn, right? Like, you put in a lot of work at the beginning, and then slowly it pays off as it ages, as you age, whether it's a project or you or whatever, right? So they definitely want someone who is able to see that life, yes, is very limited, the time we have. So let's make the best of it. Let's work hard together so we can live more comfortably in the future. They want a girl that has that kind of mindset. Okay, next we have Aquarius. This is the kind of girlfriend, this is the kind of girl Aquarius wants. An open-minded girl who's interested in challenges. Yes, open-minded, I knew that had to be there, because all Aquarius wants to do is explore. And when you read open-minded, it is exactly what you think it means in a relationship, which is polygamy. No, I'm just kidding. Not all Aquarius men want multiple girlfriends and wives, but a lot of them do. Listen, Aquarius is the type of sign where, if something seems crazy to everyone, Aquarius is the one that's, challenging themselves to be the guinea pig, to understand it, to be into it. And then once everyone else gets into it, Aquarius is over it, right? So Aquarius wants a partner who's open-minded like that and is able to see the world in that kind of way of like, yes, this is what, we're all doing, and this feels good. Living like this feels good. But what else is out there? What else can we do? And they don't want a partner who's going to slow them down, or is going to ask too many questions about why we're changing things, or, oh, it feels different and it's making me uncomfortable. That's going to throw Aquarius off, because they're always seeking something different. Like, their soul is singing for something that they've never experienced before. So of course they want someone who's open-minded and who can keep up with them when they're sharing these ideas that are abstract, that don't make sense to most people. They want a woman who is able to keep up with them as they're, setting this up, talking about it, right? Like something that they just somehow created in their mind and they're able to express it to you. They want someone who is able to mentally stimulate them and keep up with that conversation and build on that world together, right? They're such builders in that way, like obviously because they're ruled by the 11th house of community. So they're able to see what works with the community and what doesn't with the community faster than most people, right? So that's why they're also such humanitarians, right? Because they have an eye for what's going on in the community and what the people need and what they don't need anymore, right? So they definitely want a girl who's able to have that sort of passion when it comes to changing what's not working in the world. And it doesn't always have to be, that big, right? Like even just in your own relationship, they want someone who is able to talk things through, right? Because they are an air sign, but I could also see why, sometimes it's difficult with an Aquarius because they're a fixed air sign, so it takes them longer to process things. But I would say if you're dating an Aquarius man, just give them space to process things. They just always need more time when it comes to figuring out how they really feel about a situation. They're not just cold and unwilling to feel. They're just taking their time trying to understand what's happening here. Okay, and finally, we have Pisces. This is the kind of girlfriend a Pisces wants. A creative girl who can be his muse. I thought that's actually really nice. I think the creative part is so true. I know Pisceans are also very, very creative, but I think they are called to people that are able to be creative, because if you are creative, what does that say? When you have something that makes you feel creative, when you're pursuing something creative, when you're, partaking in a creative activity, you're getting lost in a different world, right? Whether it's an instrument or drawing or, whatever, maybe editing, anything. You're literally getting lost in a different world than your normal day-to-day world. You're creating something else. And what does Pisces love more than literally anything is world hopping, dimension hopping, being in a different world. Pisces respects and admires people that are able to use their creativity to express their feelings. They can really read emotions through what it is that you created, right? Like Pisces has that, I don't want to say eye, because it's not an actual eye, but it's like the emotional eye, right? Like the heart chakra. They're able to see and feel what you were feeling when you created something, right? Faster, I feel like, than most people. They have that emotional intelligence faster than most people. So as a Pisces man, you want someone who's willing to also get lost with you, right? The muse part is beautiful, yes, but also someone who's willing to get lost in a different world with you and to forget about this world with you, right? Because things can get so serious out of nowhere all the time in this world, right? And that's the last thing Pisces needs. They don't need also their partner, their girl, to be the one that's always, always, always trying to keep them in check and, you know, make them forget that they're whimsical, okay? They like to be whimsy, all right? So genuinely, as a Pisces man, I feel like you guys want someone that is willing to get lost in the spiritual world with you. Much like Sagittarius, they want to have these deep spiritual conversations with their partner so they can understand who they are, why they feel what they feel, what do they believe in, you know? Because yeah, there's a lot of things that we see in this physical world, but what do you believe in, right? Like, what does your soul believe in? What does your soul call you to do, right? Like, that's what creativity is. You're bearing your soul to the world, and all Pisces does is bear their soul to the world. So of course they're going to be attracted to people that are super creative, because to them that's very courageous, and Pisces really admires courage when it comes to expressing your emotions. All right, you guys, that is the end of this video. It is actually a long one, and I enjoy talking about it. I feel like this list was so good. Again, I was by the Mind Journal, so check them out. Let me know what your sign is, if you agreed with this. Did it hit more for your moon sign, for your Venus sign? I want to know it all. And let me know if you found the person that is like this for you, or if you're still looking. Okay, let me know down below. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I hope you guys have an amazing holiday. I hope you're having a great week and that you had a good Scorpio new moon energy going for you. Love y'all so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye.